Hello, everyone. This is Devin Thorpe for the Crowdfund Beat, and we are excited to have with us from New York City the Chief Operating Officer of the Carlton Group, Kevin Swill. Kevin, thank you very much for being with us today.
Nice to be here, Devin.
Well, you have recently launched with some immediate success an accredited investor crowdfunding platform, but you're not novices, you're not startup entrepreneurs. This is in addition to a long-standing real estate investment banking firm. Kevin, why don't you take a minute and introduce us to the Carlton Group for those who aren't familiar with it?
Love to, Devin. Thank you. So the Carlton Group was started in 1991 by a gentleman of the name of Howard Michaels, who historically had been a loan syndicator and always had been in real estate. And since 1991, we have been known as an advisory firm, investment bank advisory firm, whereby our clients, which are very large real estate developers from around the world, would contact us and sign exclusive agreements with us to raise necessary equity, as well as finding JV partners, liquidation of assets, dispositions, ground-up construction, joint venture partners for the real estate market. Our asset type would go across the board, whether it be hospitality, multifamily, retail office, and what we do is we find that equity from around the world. We have offices in, of course, New York, West Palm Beach, Los Angeles. We now have an office that's opening up in London. We have an office in Dubai, Athens, Madrid. So we really capture the whole globe when looking for equity for our clients. Most recently we started a strategic ventures group, which is our principal side of Carlton, because we really have some depth in our real estate experience. We have people from Mack-Cali, GE, BlackRock, Madison. I was over at the Kushner Companies and Merrill Lynch, Deutsche Bank. So we have a vast depth of the real estate industry. And now we're out there buying our own real estate.
So tell us a little bit about how the crowdfunding site now is going. You've got this set up as an accredited investor-only platform. How's it going?
It's going well. We pretty much launched about a month and a half ago. Since that time, we have 6 assets that we have on the crowdfunding website. We did close one, which was a multifamily property in Ohio, about 1,000 units. It was about a $70 million transaction, and we raised about $9 million. And it's going well. We're getting hits every day on the various assets that we have. And as I said earlier, the assets that we have are assets that we either own or in due diligence to acquire, or assets that we want to participate in.
Well, it seems like this is kind of an exciting time in the real estate crowdfunding space. Tell us a little bit about the particulars of your operation, about the kinds of projects you're putting up, so that people who are listening have a sense of what they'll find when they visit your site.
Sure. Well, I'll give you a little bit of some examples of what we have out there. We have, for example, a 250,000 square foot Class A office building in the metropolitan area. We have a large retail center that's very close in the tri-state in New Jersey. We have also a multifamily project that's in Madrid. That's in Spain, of course. And we have some things in Las Vegas. We have a retail office. We also have a large development deal, ground-up development deal there. So, you know, we have a lot that we look at and a lot that we want to execute on based on the returns. I mean, we're always looking for the returns for our investor and for ourselves.
So are these projects that you have built, that you have acquired, that you are acquiring with the crowdfunding partners? How does Carlton fit into the history and the ownership of these projects that you're offering on the crowdfunding side?
Great. Well, one way of doing it is through our strategic ventures platform, whereby we're out there speaking with brokers like any other developer would, and we're looking to acquire, you know, assets that are between $50 and $200 million, and we do the same due diligence as anybody else. We're out there looking for our debt, and then when we take a look at the capital stack and look at our equity needs, we look to, one, our sponsor, our GP, to see what percentage of the equity they're willing to put into it. Normally it's between that 10 or 20%. And then we go to our crowdfunding platform where we go raise the remaining balance of the equity that we're looking for. And we're very transparent. So we put everything in the war room on the website, and they can see, they can analyze, and they can make an educated decision as an accredited investor would on the real estate asset.
Fantastic. So from here, where do you go? How do you see yourself developing and populating that site with more product?
Well, we feel that over the next 12 months, we want to acquire about $1 billion worth of real estate. And of course, if you're looking at $1 billion, you're looking at a large sum of equity to raise. Probably anywhere between that 20 to 30 or 200 to 300 million dollars of equity. Therefore, we expect it to be a very, very busy platform for us. We're really relying on crowdfunding. So for us, it's a matter of marketing. It's a big PR thing for us to go around the world, and especially to our offices around the world, let them know that our crowdfunding platform is successful and it works well. And again, it's word of mouth. It's how do we get out there so that everyone knows that Carlton has this platform in which the everyday investor that are accredited investors can go and buy real estate. So that's our big point.
Let's talk a little bit about that investor experience. What is the minimum investment for your investors on the platform?
Currently, it's $1 million, a minimum of $1 million, whereby we then feel comfortable that the people that are looking to invest on our website or through the Carlton platform are already real estate savvy individuals that are looking to deploy their capital. They can't go out and buy a $500 million asset, but here it gives them the vehicle in which to go and be a part of that asset. So
how many shareholders or limited partners do you end up with in a typical project?
It varies. On a $64 million deal, and I'm raising, let's say, $54 million of that through debt, whether it be first and mezz, I'm still looking to get between $10 and $13 million of equity, whereby I'm going to put in about $3 or $4 million through the Carlton, and we're still raising $8 or $9 million. Now, if I do the minimum of $1 million, it's only 8 or 9 LPs. If one person wants to give all of it, then that's great. We're not looking for the 50 to 70 investors per deal.
Yeah, so it's a small club here that you're really dealing with. So it isn't just the population of accredited investors, but really the real high net worth individuals in that market. Probably, what would you say the typical net worth is of your investors? 25 million, something like that?
I would say that's about right, 25 and above. Interesting that you should say that, because at the end of this weekend, we're flying out to Monaco to meet with a lot of high net worth and family office investors to, again, expose ourselves so that they see what we have to offer, and hopefully bring them in and have them start clicking on our website.
Well, it is interesting to tap into that population. Most of us don't connect well with that group. We don't know that group, so it's kind of fun to have a peek into the window here of that experience. So that really must be one of the great resources that your firm has developed over the years, is those relationships with that investor group.
Yes, it is. I mean, our database is vast, and it does cover the globe. And one of the reasons why a lot of our clients come back time and time again is because they don't necessarily always have to use Wall Street money. They know that we'll go out there and we will get the best bang for the buck. And we're out there looking all the time for high net worth investors that want to deploy their capital in the U.S. and abroad.
Now, you've talked about high net worth individuals and family offices. Are you oftentimes seeing that money come in through financial advisors, or are you generally the only advisor on the deal?
For the most part, we're the only one. We have some really experienced real estate people here in the office, whether it's in New York or abroad. So they are consistently going and meeting and interacting with those high net worth individuals and those family offices, as well as the institutional money that we go after.
Oh, fantastic. Again, Kevin, I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. Why don't you tell us what is the website that you would direct interested investors to go to?
Yes, well, the website for us would be www.accreditedcrowdfunding. I should take that back. carltonaccreditedcrowdfunding.com.
So it's carltonaccreditedcrowdfunding.com?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
A little slip on my words, sorry.
We really appreciate you taking the time to introduce us to Carlton Accredited Crowdfunding. We're excited about the prospect, and you're part of this vast and rapidly growing ecosystem of crowdfunding for real estate that really seems to be taking off as the really first big successful sector in the investment crowdfunding world. So we thank you for taking your time to be with us today.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Devin.
All righty, Kevin, let's do some good.
All right, thank you.